Hello everyone and welcome to the Break Run. My name is Frank.
And my name's Kevin. And today we're going to be talking about how coronavirus impacted the theme park industry and our thoughts on when the industry will be able to recover.
So let's first talk about the current state of the theme park industry. Right now it's not looking too good. With many theme parks around the world still being closed due to the virus, due to out of just personal choice of the theme park or due to local governments not letting them allowed to reopen, or the theme parks that have reopened have been struggling to get people into the parks, and their attendance numbers and profitability has not been the same as it was before COVID.
Yep, well, a lot of this too is there's restrictions on capacity.
Yep.
So theme parks are only allowed to have a certain amount of capacity every single day, as well as the wait times are going to be increasing thanks to social distancing in the ride vehicles.
Less efficiency.
Yep, less efficiency, less value for the ticket because there's less offerings available in terms of entertainment, et cetera, et cetera. So we are in a very different industry today than we were this time last year.
For sure, yeah. And especially before COVID, attendance was only going up. Attendance for most of the parks have been increasing dramatically. For example, Magic Kingdom has been hitting 20 million people a year, but now, which we're going to get into a little bit, it's been going downhill.
So Frank, let's talk about the limited operation of the theme parks right now. We talked about how rides have social distancing and some entertainment offerings are not being offered, but let's dive into it. What have your experiences been?
So I think a lot of parks, so let's pick for now Universal Orlando. You have a lot of big attractions that, you know what, we're just not going to open up anymore. So whether it's like Fast and Furious Supercharged, Fear Factor Live is now closed, Poseidon's Fury, a lot of attractions are being closed. So now that limits the guest value inside the park. The guests have less options to do, so again, that's going to increase the wait times. Some parks like SeaWorld Orlando, they're just closing down areas of the park on certain days where it's going to be lower attendance.
Yep. Well, not to mention too, you have to social distance on rides. So like if you have an 8-person ride vehicle and there's only one person in your party, well, that 8-person ride vehicle is now a 1-person ride vehicle.
Yeah.
So the capacity of the rides has been dramatically reduced, which dramatically increases wait times.
Yeah.
Now, and we're starting to see a lot of parks are not even offering any kind of skip the line pass because of this, because there's no way to predict your capacity.
Just like Walt Disney World, no more Fast Pass.
Yep. So on top of that, speaking of Walt Disney World, Walt Disney World thrives on fireworks shows at the end of every day, and that involves Main Street being filled with zillions of people, everybody in the park.
Yep.
You can't do that right now.
Yeah.
So fireworks shows and other entertainment that involve live performers, it's just not happening.
So because that could be a reason why people aren't going to theme parks. Obviously, another reason is because just people are nervous about coronavirus. They don't want to go and possibly get sick going to an area where there's a lot of people. A third reason is on the other side, the people who just don't want to go out and deal with the mask. They just don't like wearing a mask, so they're just like, no, I'm just not going to go out. So now I want to talk about when do we think theme parks are going to get to the peak levels they were before. Let's talk about the attendance numbers the theme parks were having in 2019 before COVID began.
So the Themed Entertainment Association yearly publishes annual attendance results for different theme parks across the world. And if you look at the top 10 theme parks across the world from 2010 to 2019, the average attendance growth was about 1% to 2% per year.
Yeah.
This includes Magic Kingdom, Disneyland California, Tokyo Disneyland Complex, Universal Studios Japan, Disney's Hollywood Studios, Chimelong Ocean Kingdom, Shanghai Disneyland. So now the experts are saying that 2020 is going to see an 80% attendance drop. Wow. Now, they're also saying that a full economic recovery can come at the earliest 2025.
Yeah.
So if we take an 80% attendance drop and assume a full economic recovery is 2019 attendance, that would mean that it would take until 2024 for Magic Kingdom's attendance, the highest attended theme park in the world, to exceed 2010's attendance numbers. That is whopping.
Yeah, it's really scary to think about that. That might take theme parks that long. Now, will it look exactly like that graph that you made, Kevin? Maybe, maybe not. Again, that's just hypothetically speaking.
Yep.
So it could be a sharper increase where I think it's going to go up, maybe not right away to like that 20 million a year for Magic Kingdom, but then it's going to slowly curve back up.
Yep. And now what's interesting, Frank, is like, what does a full economic recovery mean? Does that mean meeting 2019's attendance numbers, or is the industry going to start focusing on other revenue streams in order to make up for that lost revenue?
Which I think they certainly will. I think they're going to have, theme parks are going to evolve. They're going to have to adapt, to think creative ways on how can we bring people into the park.
Yep, I agree. And I think it'll be exciting in our industry to watch. I don't think there's a more exciting time, truthfully, as in my entire time following this industry, to see what happens in the future. We're going to be seeing things that probably would have never happened had this pandemic not hit. We're going to be seeing things, virtual queuing, we're going to be seeing mobile ordering, we're going to be seeing increased focus on VIP experiences that we were starting to see before the pandemic hit. But now I just think it's going to be tenfold moving forward. So I just couldn't be more fascinated to see what the future has in store.
For sure.
So now, unfortunately, one of the downsides of an economic recession like this is mass layoffs.
Yes.
And you and I have been involved in the industry for a very long time. We've seen a lot of layoffs happen more now than we've ever seen before.
Yeah. And we've been through it too. And it's crazy because obviously recently Disney announced they laid off 28,000 people, and Universal Orlando, massive layoffs too. SeaWorld Orlando, layoffs as well.
And other regional operators, yep.
Yeah, and a lot of regional parks, they're either still on furlough because they haven't opened or they closed early, or they'll do layoffs as well. So it's been such a tough time for the theme park industry. Now, I remember you mentioned as well before is what's going to happen when theme parks get to that number, like maybe 2024, 2025, when they're fully back to normal. They're obviously going to have to hire more again. So what's going to happen? How are they going to get all the staff that they laid off?
Well, it's interesting too because working in the theme park industry is a very, very specialized career.
Yes.
Not only that, it's usually a career that people feel very passionately about.
Oh, yeah.
So because this industry is on hold, for lack of better terms, until 2024, 2025, whatever the number might be, what are these people going to do in the meantime? And how are they, like you said, are there going to be enough specialized people left in the talent pool to bring this industry forward in the next generation?
And you said it is a passion-based industry, which it totally is. We could obviously testify the importance of our passions on what we do. I think that passion is going to help people stay engaged and focused. Agreed. So when that time comes back, they're going to go for it.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And obviously, at the break run, our hearts go out to everybody that's been affected by this pandemic and all of the employees, our fellow employees of the industry, that have seen their careers come to a temporary halt.
And I think I want to say is, even though things might look bad today, might look bad tomorrow, things will get better for sure. It's just going to take time.
I agree. And I genuinely do believe, Frank, that this is the start of a revolution in our industry.
Yeah.
I think, as I previously mentioned, there's going to be things that come out of this that we would have never even dreamed to be possible.
Yeah.
And I think our industry will only get better because of this challenge that we're facing today.
Yeah, and I think we'll get to new heights too because, again, I think people are going to miss theme parks. A lot of people love going to theme parks, not just people in the community like us, but people across the whole world. They love to travel. People will never lose sight of that travel to go out with the families to a theme park, make memories for their lifetime. So I think once the opportunity is given to them, people are going to take advantage of it.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And who doesn't want to ride a roller coaster?
Yep.
Yep. There's always going to be somebody that needs the thrill.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing what the future of the industry has in store.
Yep.
We're optimistic. We're cautiously optimistic, but we firmly believe that the future is bright for our industry.
So what do you guys think? When do you think theme parks will fully get back to how it was pre-COVID with attendance numbers and also with the guest and the employee experience?
Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more upcoming exciting videos. Thanks and have a great day.
Bye.